Hello everyone. Thanks for joining us in TommieMedia's The Locker Room. I'm Kat Barrett. For the second straight year, the St. Thomas dance team has captured a double national championship in jazz and hip hop. The team won the titles in the College Cheerleading and Dance Team National Championship last month in Florida. The team now has 15 national championships. I'm joined this week by dancers from the team, junior Jade Whaley and sophomore Maggie Schmaltz. Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having us.
All right, so first question for Jade. This is the second year in a row that the team has won double titles in hip hop and jazz. How did it feel to win those back-to-back titles?
It feels really good, and I just feel like it was rewarding because all the hard work has truly paid off in the end over the past 2 years, and it's awesome because it's like we could still hold on to that title for another year in a row. So.
Yeah, absolutely. The team won both titles by over 2 points when a normal margin is less than 1 point. What do you think set the team apart from other teams to achieve this?
I feel like our hard work plays a huge role, but also just the bond that we have with each other is really strong, and you could just feel that just by watching us when we perform. Mm-hmm. So I think that just was a little different compared to some teams.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That makes sense. So Maggie, the sophomores are now undefeated in their time on the team. What does this success mean to you?
I think it means a lot to all the sophomores on the team because we came in what was a really big rebuilding year, I would say, for St. Thomas. And it's really special for us as well because our freshman year was then the first year that our new coaching staff was in place as well because previous assistant coach Julia Randall, now Julia Harris, stepped up as head coach, and we got a new assistant coach, Morgan McGowan. And so I think we're all already thinking of, the potential, like what we could do in our 4 years and how rewarding that could be for both us and the coaches, like knowing that we were the first ones, kind of their babies, I guess, on the team.
How do you think the team will keep this momentum going?
Well, I think that the team has a legacy of success, and we're really grateful to be able to keep building on that. Mm-hmm. And I think that that legacy attracts a lot of talent as well. So we're really looking forward to tryouts this year and seeing what new high schoolers come up. A lot of us are going to watch state dance team this weekend because we know that we might see some people coming from that, which is really exciting. And I think that the upperclassmen, since I've been here, have always just had a really high standard for the work ethic and everything like that on the team. And so we just hope to keep that going. And we always just kind of talk about beating ourselves, I guess, We didn't want it to be just about the title this year, even though it's really easy to focus just on that after such a successful season. So we were really just focusing on being better than we were the year before. I think we achieved that. So if we can keep that going, I think we'll be in good shape.
For sure. Now, performing at the national championships is the team's only chance, really, to compete against other schools. What is it like to work all season for this one opportunity? This is kind of for both of you.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely different than other sports or anything in that aspect, especially even people, everybody on the team either came from a studio dance background or a high school dance team background or both. And so that's very different because you compete multiple times throughout a season, and sometimes it's kind of a year-long operation. But here we often have no idea what a lot of people are bringing to the table until Best of the Best at the University of Minnesota, which is always within a couple weeks of nationals or even up until nationals. And so we always just, again, think about being better than we were before because it's impossible to know what other people will bring, but at the same time, what other teams are doing really doesn't have anything to do with us. And so we really just, at nationals, when we get there, we talk about kind of keeping our bubble, we call it, because when you get there, we have what's called mark time, which is when we go practice our dances in this huge room with lots of different floors that there's about 6 teams, I think, at a time that are practicing. And so we always talk about like keeping it in our bubble, like keeping what we have and not letting all the stimulation that happens down at nationals kind of affect our performance and our warm-up time. And then when we get on stage, we talk about like opening that bubble up and letting the audience into that and see how special the team is and the talent that we have.
Yeah. What about you, Jade?
I think that the way that when we start with, camp routine, and we go to camp first, and then we move on to football season. And even then, we have that mindset of like, we're working hard for nationals in the long run. Like no matter what, even though we only have like technically 2 shots because we do semifinals and finals. But even though we have 1 shot at finals, it's like that whole year was worth that 1 shot, you know? Like, we've put together all the hard work through all the other routines and all the other performances and all, you know, the cheers sidelines that we've done. It all just makes that one time worth it. So it doesn't even really feel like that we just have 1 shot because we've done so much work and so much to build up in the long run. So it's, yeah, like, I think that it feels like we still have a bunch of times to keep working for what our true goal is anyway.
That's awesome. Well, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Be sure to check TommieMedia.com for a full story on the dance team's success. With Jade, Whaley, and Maggie Schmaltz, I'm Kat Barrett. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time in The Locker Room.